My 34 female husband and I are currently separated. Last year, from July to October, I engaged in a brief affair with a guy, early 40s, from our neighborhood. It came to light in January 2024. We attempted briefly to reconcile, but husband decided it wasn't worth it. I wasn't worth it, he said. We relocated to our current location in April 2023. I didn't like the idea of moving away from my hometown to a bigger city, but husband wanted to because we had bigger opportunities here. He wanted to build a life here and start a family. He said he wanted to give our future children the best life possible. I could see from his point of view, but still it was hard for me to move away from everything I've ever known in my life. I was under incredible stress. Around this time, I was introduced to the guy I had the affair with by one of our neighbors. We clicked instantly. We became friends on Facebook, and soon it turned into an emotional affair. Then in July, things turned physical. I still do not know why I started or continued this affair. My marriage was fine, and husband and I were not having any issues. In fact, we were actively making plans to start a family, something I had wanted for so long. My husband discovered my affair this January. He was disgusted and heartbroken. He confronted AP and informed his wife too. I had no idea he was married. He said they were separated. It was the moment reality sank in. I quickly realized the gravity of what I had done, and I went into damage control mode. I cut off AP completely and came clean to my parents and in-laws. My husband did not request me of this. I simply did them on my own because I realized in that moment that I treasured my marriage more than anything else in the world. In February, my husband requested a separation, and I promptly signed the papers. I wanted to give him the time and space to heal. I've been continuing individual counseling to figure out why I did what I did. My husband was not interested in marriage or individual counseling. We are still living under the same roof, but in different rooms. He has been cordial and even friendly at times. We've had dinner together and watched Netflix together a few times too. Those times were good and felt just like the old days. He never once brought up my affair, and I thought we were making tremendous progress. Yesterday, he came home after work, made his dinner, made small talk, went and took a shower. Then at about 6, went out smelling like heaven and dressed to the nines. He asked me not to wait up. I was concerned. We share our locations, how he found out my affair in the first place. So I tracked his whereabouts. He was at a high-end cafe nearby for a few hours. Then he drove around and came home after about 2 more hours. I was in bed at this time, so I didn't go out to see him. Today morning, I casually asked about his whereabouts, and he said he went on a date. He just said that. I couldn't speak. He left for work soon after, and I skipped work because I'm sick with worry. I feel nauseous. What did he mean by that? Why would he say such a thing? Is he trying to get back at me for what I did? I feel absolutely lost. I'd really like some perspective on this. Update yesterday after my husband returned, we had a discussion. I asked him why he's going on dates when he's married. He stared at me and then asked why I slept with another man when I'm also married. It felt horrible to have the affair thrown at my face after all this time and after all the progress I've made in counseling. We argued for a bit after that, and when I pressed the matter, he said I no longer have any say in how he lives his life. He said he's divorcing me after the separation is over, and he can't wait to be unattached. This was the first I ever heard of divorce. He said if our state, Vermont, didn't have the mandatory separation period, he'd have been done with me already. I got terribly sick after that and almost had a panic attack, but he just went to take a shower. So there it is. All this time when I thought we had been working on our marriage and making progress, he had been working towards the divorce. I feel betrayed, horrified, angry. I know I don't have a right to complain after what I did, but this is just really, truly 100% awful. How can anyone divorce your spouse without their consent? Why would anybody even think this is okay? Edit. No, I haven't hired an attorney yet. I have no clue what I'm even supposed to do or even supposed to feel. My God, this is insane. Story 2. So to start, I should say sorry that this might be a long post. I am a 34-year-old male. My wife and I have been married for 10 years. We have 3 kids, all boys ages 9, 5, and 4. Back when we were still dating, and around the same time she got pregnant with our first, she was cheating on me. I did not know, and when she got pregnant, we got engaged. Fast forward 2 years into our marriage. I confronted her about this other relationship from when we were dating. She denied it and said nothing had happened. Not having any proof and no definite reasons to doubt her, I believed her. 1 year after that, she invites an old high school boyfriend to dinner. Now we already have our son, who is 3, and I am present for the dinner. So I know nothing happened there, but what I didn't know was she invited him to return the next day while I was at work to get high. They apparently both smoked weed. So while I was at work, he came to my house, got my wife high, had sex with her in my floor, all while my 3-year-old son was in the house. Later that week, they met up again and had a similar interaction while out at a bar. Now I didn't know anything about this or the other guy at this point. Fast forward 8 more years, we now have 3 kids, and in March of 2020, my wife started an online relationship with the same guy who she had an affair with in my house, sexting over Snapchat and Instagram. They progressed until they decided to meet up. They met up and had sex in his truck at a public parking lot. I caught her because the people she told me she was with texted her which copies to our tablet. She deleted the messages off her phone, but not the tablet. We have been married for a total of 10 years. After getting caught, she confessed to the first guy back when we were dating and the 8 years ago stuff. It took a while. She continued to lie for a while at first, but we are 9 months after the first D-Day, and there have been multiple D-Days since. I have never cheated on my wife or anyone for that matter. The kicker is, the people she cheated on me with are complete effing losers. One is now in jail for defrauding the elderly, and the other was cheating on his wife because she was going through postpartum depression after having their first kid. From my point of view, I am not only more attractive than they were and are, but significantly more successful and reliable. They didn't offer her anything I couldn't or wouldn't, and she says she never thought about leaving me. I feel like a piece of furniture, though just good to have because I am useful. This has truly destroyed my self-esteem. I am interested in what y'all would do. My wife is trying her best to repair the relationship. She is being accountable now, making what I would call an amazing effort. Still, after she has literally lied, cheated throughout our entire 10-year marriage, and having to get a paternity test on my oldest, came back mine, thank God. I don't know how to even start trusting again. Edit, I do have a lawyer I consulted with earlier on. I haven't gotten a DNA test on my other 2 yet. It has been about 8 months since I caught her. The story does get worse though. In August of 2019, my mother-in-law was laid off and could not find a job, so we let her move in with us in November. My wife got caught cheating in March 2020. If I divorce her, not only am I damaging the kids, I am hurting her mom too. We are trying still. We are going to therapy and working on our relationship. I am just afraid that it will all be for naught, and I am just being a sucker. I don't know how you even start trusting again. You're pretty young, so the first question I would ask is to determine if she's worthy of trusting again. It's her lifestyle, and lifestyles don't change easily. And if it does, it may require you to go through a bunch more lies and infidelity, which possibly could restart in 5, 10, or 15 years, at which such time you can't turn back the clock. Spend 6 to 12 months making the decision that will impact you for the next 50 years. It's worth the time taken. Don't make the easy choice, make the best choice. Comments. Consult a lawyer and get your options. At this point, staying seems illogical since she's cheated throughout and will eventually do it again. The guys she cheated with weren't supposed to be better than you. She wanted the attention and excitement. She's selfish and has been the whole time. You can do much better. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. Or you cannot help those who will not help themselves. Either one relates to both you and your wife. There is no way she is going to change, and you can hold her head under the water if you like. But she is going to be screwing around her entire adult life, whether it be you or the new bloke. Quote, I don't know how to start trusting her again. Simple, you don't, because she is never going to be trustworthy. For you, you will not help yourself by calling time on this, whatever you call it, a marriage or a relationship. Neither of them is the right answer.